pretty clearly that's what's going on now, is that the city is taking an every man for himself position.
Some local attorneys say the city is turning its back on the men and women who protect and serve.
WDSU investigates why City Hall is refusing to defend some current and former police officers facing what's being called frivolous civil litigation, meaning many on the force have to foot the legal bills themselves.
It's a practice the Police Association says sends a bad message, but one the city is defending. WDSU investigative reporter Travis Mackel live with us at 6 now with why the officers are being told to pay for their own legal representation.
And Travis, let's talk about this for a minute. Were the officers in question on their job? Were they doing their jobs when these alleged incidents happened?
When they signed up to protect and serve, they were on the job and they took an oath to protect and serve. So we were surprised to learn how often the city has decided these officers are on their own. Now many are forced to come up with money to defend themselves out of their own pockets. The trouble for NOPD officer Lisa Lewis began last summer on Mimosa Court in Algiers. Officer Lewis had made a stop on 26-year-old Arturo Bennett and found he had 4 outstanding warrants for his arrest. There was a scuffle and then gunfire. Bennett was wounded. Controversy ensued when it was revealed that Lewis was not wearing her department-issued body camera. Neither Lewis nor the other officers involved in the case faced any criminal charges, and Bennett was arrested. But now, more than a year later, he's filed this lawsuit against the NOPD, the chief, and 3 officers, including Lewis. One of the officers named in that suit is Lucretia Gantner, who was not at the scene of the shooting, but had a brief encounter with Bennett one day earlier. Her lawyer tells us the city informed the 6-year veteran that it will not be defending her in court, that she's on her own.
Is the city turning its back on police officers when it comes to officers who get into legal trouble?
All too often they are.
Eric Hessler is handling Gantner's case. He's also the spokesperson for the Police Association of New Orleans.
The city screened them and hired them, so if they get in trouble, wouldn't common sense tell us you should defend them?
Well, of course. And unfortunately, we're talking about City Hall and we're talking about common sense, and those two don't often go together.
And this situation doesn't stand alone. Hessler shared this letter that the city sent former officer Jason Gerard 2 years ago. Gerard was one of the officers involved in a shootout with 2 brothers, Earl and Justin Sipp. Justin Sipp was killed in that incident. The officers involved were cleared after an investigation showed the Sipps fired on them first. But a year later, Earl Sipp filed suit against Gerard, and the city declined to defend him.
When there's a civil suit filed against a police officer who's acting in the course and scope of his employment, historically, the city would represent him and assume the liability. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, we've seen that they're not very diligent about doing so, and sometimes they flat out refuse to.
And it goes all the way to the top. Even former NOPD Superintendent Warren Riley is on his own. He's named in the wrongful death civil suit filed by the family of Henry Glover against the city and NOPD. And like the others, has to come up with the cash for his own legal defense.
Plainclothes officers.
Former Deputy Superintendent Jerry Urson, now the #2 man at the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, and another longtime cop named Frank Ruiz, are also named in lawsuits from their days wearing the NOPD badge. And the city isn't defending them.
From all indications, it looks like the city is just abandoning the police and they're on their own for representation, which is very expensive.
Pat Fanning represents former cop Frank Ruiz.
Employers have some responsibility for providing counsel for their employees who are charged with doing something in the course and scope of employment, and then they get sued for it.
Does the city refuse to represent some officers in civil matters?
We do. We do it on a case-by-case basis. There's a policy memorandum that was issued by the CAO. It's city policy. It gives me the discretion to determine whether an employee or an officer should be represented by the city.
WDSU obtained that policy memorandum from the Chief Administrator's office. It was drafted way back in 1987. The document lays out guidelines regarding the legal defense of officers. It reads, in civil actions, city employees will be entitled to legal representation in the defense of the allegations. It goes on to say, Such defense will be provided at no cost to the city officer or employee. Representation will be generally provided by the city attorney's office. But the city says they interpret it differently.
That memorandum, if I'm looking at the correct one, says that the city should represent officers. Is that correct?
It says that, but it also has a caveat in there that says that I have discretion to make a determination based on the facts that are alleged.
It's not uncommon for the city attorney's office to defend workers when civil cases are brought against them. Just recently, Mayor Mitch Landrieu was held in contempt and faced the possibility of house arrest. Civil Court Judge Kern Reese held the mayor responsible when the city was unable to pay past and current firefighters tens of millions of dollars they were owed. Unlike the officers we named in this story, his defense was paid for by taxpayers. It was handled by the city attorney.
For the mayor to come in and say that I can use the city attorney's office to defend me and not people putting their lives on the line out there is a problem. It really is.
We represent police officers in all sorts of lawsuits. There are few instances that we don't. I mean, the mayor is represented all the time.
Hessler says the city's position hurts.
It's a horrible message to send, and that's why it's not below that we're hiring sign. They don't want it advertised. They don't want it known. But rest assured, they pick and choose who they will defend, regardless of the circumstances.
The city says it also has the option of asking officers to seek their own representation and have them seek reimbursement from the city later on. But the NOPD starts officers out at just over $40,000 annually. Lawyers say if cases drag on for months or even years, legal bills can easily eclipse that number. And we did talk with JPSO, Gretna Police, Westwego Police, and the police departments in Mandeville and Covington. All of them told us that if their officers or deputies are sued civilly, the parish or city does take care of those legal costs.
Quite the investigation, Travers. Thank you.